The three most important things, I would say, number one, the spiking precious metals. It's telling you how bad things are, socioeconomic and geopolitically. It's again, I've been at this for 45 years. One of my books, Trend Tracking, far better than Megatrends, Time Magazine. It is over here. I started buying gold in 1978. It was 163 or $170 an ounce.
Yep.
There's no comparison now between what was going on back in the 1970s, why gold prices were going up and why they're going up now. But because, and then this is very important, the mainstream media, again, I write a magazine, only put the facts in. They were not reporting on spiking gold and silver prices up until around October. Look what's going on in Nepal. Hey, how about in Kenya? Tanzania, Madagascar, Morocco. One country, Bulgaria, just a week and a half ago, overthrew the government, Generation Z. Generation Z was the biggest turnout in the primary elections in New York City for the mayoral candidacy that wiped out little Andy Cuomo, that other little arrogant daddy's boy. Don't you know who my daddy is? Oh, yeah, that little clown. Anyway, Gen Z and the millennials blew Cuomo out of the water on the mayoral campaign. They have no future. Not too long ago, the average age of first-time home buyers in the United States, 28 years old. Today, you got to be 40. Oh, and Trump is going to give a 50-year mortgage. Oh, yeah, so I'll pay it off when I'm 90? And what are you talking about? Anyway, Gen Z revolution. Very, very important. Very important. No one's talking about this. No one. This is why that guy won. This is how bad the future is. And again, that's why gold and silver prices are skyrocketing. Here again, only the data. The top 10 richest billionaires in America got nearly $700 billion richer last year. When you and I were young people, there were things called grocery stores, hardware stores. I mean, you're from Kingston. You remember all the stores over here, the shoe stores, the clothing stores, the hardware stores, the fish stores, the butcher shops, all gone, all gone. Now the big zone everything. Hey, you want a job at Walmart? I think I'll get one at Target. Hey, how about Home Depot? Well, what about Lowe's? All right. Yep. Gen Z revolution. There's no middle class. We become the plantation workers of Slavelandia. And when those markets go down, you're going to see gold and oil price, gold and silver prices spike, even as they're spiking now. And by the way, as we go on the air today, silver was up $2.81. $2.81, selling at $66.49 an ounce. Gold was up over $30 an ounce, $4,335 an ounce. It was as high as $4,349. Now, go back to my podcast on October 15th, 16th. I said there's going to be a big correction in gold prices. This is a couple of days before gold hit $4,380. I said there's going to be a correction to some $500 that's going to go down, and it did.
Yes, it did.
Then we forecast that gold has to solidify in the high $4,260, $80 range and above for a couple of weeks. When it solidifies above that, it's going to go higher. So that's the way we're calling it. But again, now the wild card's in there. The dot-com bust 2.0 is really, and here's the other thing. Let's go back to December 2018, not ancient history. The Dow had its worst December since the Great Depression. What did Trump do? He was president back then. He forced Jerome Powell to lower interest rates. Yeah. He did it before, he's going to do it again. And Powell's going to be out of there. The lower interest rates go, the deeper the dollar falls. The deeper the dollar falls, the higher gold prices go up. This isn't rocket science.
Right.
Because it's cheaper for other countries to buy it. And as you well know, talking about gold and the gold standard, that slimeball Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard in 1971. And when you were here, I don't know if you remember, I showed you the photograph of me and John Connolly.
I do remember that.
John Connolly I have a picture of me, him, and his wife, Nellie, in front of the book depository. Connolly was the Democratic governor of Texas that took the bullet in the back, sitting in front of Kennedy. The Democratic governor of Texas became the Republican Treasury Secretary under Richard Nixon. As we're going back into the Anatole Hotel, he said, I read your book. And he wanted to meet me. That's why he wanted to meet me. He read my book, Trend Tracking. He said, it's a fine piece of work. And I know your heart's in the right place. He said, well, you don't have a clue what's going on. And neither do the American people. Because if they did, there'd be a revolution in this country. This is the John Connolly that was the Treasury Secretary under Nixon that took us off the gold standard.
But
China's going to take over this thing. And there's going to be a dot-com bust, the likes of which we've never seen. This thing is way overinflated. And again, when you look at the real inflation numbers, they're much higher. When you look at the real debt level, it's much higher. They don't put in Social Security and all the other government debt into it. And it's going to collapse. And gold is going to skyrocket. Again, look at our top trend for 2024. I was on with you. Golden year for gold. Oh, it only went up 30% last year. There's going to be the dot-com bust, Gen Z revolution are two of the big ones.
well, that's
And war. When all else fails, they take it to war. 1933. They made the people turn in the gold to the government. How much did they make it? What was it worth when they bought it? $20 and a couple of cents, 60 cents,
Yep.
right? An ounce. After they stole the gold, what did they do in 1933? 1934?
34.
Gold Reserve Act. They increased the price of gold by 70%. After they stole the gold from the people, pop, zoom. They did it before, they could do it again. Then they'll say, now gold is worth $8,000, $10,000 an ounce, and we don't have a debt level anymore because we got all this gold. They'll do anything. Hey, they made up a thing called quantitative easing. Listen, I thought everything would crash in 2012. They didn't teach me about zero interest rate policy or a crap made up called quantitative easing in Economics 101 at graduate school.
Right.
They'll make up any crap they want. The other one, going back to Generation Z and them taking to the streets, my other line is, when people lose everything and have nothing left to lose, they lose it. And that's what's going on there. So let's go back to World War III. We said when the Ukraine war began that World War III has already begun and there's going to be a false flag event that makes it official. Again, when all else fails, they take it to war. Google it up. History Today, mainstream magazine. Google it up. Franklin Roosevelt seizes Japanese assets. Google it up. What comes up? On July 26, 1941, President Franklin Roosevelt seizes all Japanese assets in America. And you know why? Those dirty Japanese invaded, quote, French Indochina. Wait a minute. Number one, I'm an American. What the hell I care about that? And number two, who made up this crap about French Indochina? What the hell are the French doing in Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia? You're calling it French Indochina? Oh, yeah, we're stealing in Algeria, Morocco. We have the French Foreign Legion. Oh, we're all over the place. All right? Number two, again, Google it up. The Dutch East Indies and Great Britain united with the Dutch East Indies? What the hell are the Dutch doing over there in Indonesia? Oh, the same thing the French are doing.
Right.
Stealing everything. What the hell are you doing over there? You're murderers in another country. Oh, and British.
Yeah, but
The
cannot
sun
forget
never
that.
sets on the British Empire. We slaughter people all over the world. And I got to tell you, I am sick and damn tired of this word king. If they were Italian, you'd call them a mafia. Murderous bastards dressed up in their costumes and people. I'm tired of this king crap. Anyway, the three of them united cut off 3/4 of Japanese foreign trade and 88% of their imported oil. Wait a minute. You stole their money, you cut off their global trade, and they import 100% of their oil, and now they're going to get 12% of it. I can't understand why they bombed Pearl Harbor. Can't figure it out. All right? That's where we're going. And again, if people, when I used to get upset, my father says, son, take it easy. People have little minds. Here, let's go back to right after 9/11. Little Georgie Bush. A little nobody with a pair of cojones the size of a mothball, if he has any. Little spoiled daddy's boy. We're going to get that guy Osama bin Laden dead or alive. The longest war in American history, the Afghan war that we lost, that cost us trillions of dollars.
Yep.
90% of the people swallowed the crap spewed in that little boy's mouth. They're going to do it again. And going back, this is important about why the country's going down and why it's getting worse. Again, another almost $1 trillion for the military-industrial complex. Plus, when you put in the CIA, the NSA, and all the other ones, Homeland Security, it's way over that. But they won't tell us how much. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies, in the final sense, a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. The world in arms is not spending money alone. It is spending the sweat of its labors, the genius of its scientists, the hopes of its children. This is not a way of life at all in any true sense. Under the cloud of war, it is humanity hanging on a cross of iron. Dwight D. Eisenhower, two-term president, back in the day, supreme commander of the Allied forces during World War II. He hated war and warned us what would happen, and that's exactly what's happened. The military-industrial complex owns this country. And in a country near you, you see what's going on. Again, we're right about it, what's going on in Germany, in France, and how all these companies are making so much money, and the